Men in Black International is directed by F. Gary Gray and stars Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Liam Neeson, and among others. And this is now the 4th film in the Men in Black franchise, which was started out in 1997 with the first Men in Black, which starred Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. And in this story, we deal with a girl that's basically, if you've seen the trailers, Tessa Thompson's character, she was in the 20 years ago, she was witnessing her parents getting neuralized by the Men in Black that you see in the other films, and she escapes with an alien and ends up going to actually find the Men in Black because she's the only one that didn't get neuralized. And basically, in this story, she ends up... You got two stories. You got to also deal with Chris Hemsworth's character and Liam Neeson, who are dealing with this thing called the Hive, which is basically the alien race, this alien being that comes to Earth. And in this film, we explore that Tessa Thompson's character ends up getting recruited from the MIB from the other films, who's headed by Emma Thompson from the 3rd film. Mm-hmm. And she ends up getting recruited, and she's basically going to the international side of MIB around the world in London, or in the United Kingdom. And when she ends up going there, she teams up with Chris Hemsworth's character in order to basically find out about this mole hunt that happens where someone on the inside of the Men in Black organization is working with the aliens. Yep. And now here's a little backstory. Now, the Men in Black franchise has actually been movies that I've actually enjoyed over a period of time. In fact, what's funny is the movies themselves are actually based on a series of comic books, which I didn't know about until a lot years later.
And not to mention that they did a cartoon series.
They did, yeah. In the late '90s, they did a cartoon series after the first one came out, and the first film from 1997 holds as one of my favorite sci-fi films. One of the biggest breakthrough roles for Will Smith, and even to this day, I get a kick out of that movie a lot.
And I believe it also brought Vincent D'Onofrio back into the spotlight.
Yeah,
because he played the Roach, which he was to me, he's one of my favorite villains. He's funny as fuck.
He is, yeah.
But I kind of had a this is around the time when we had movies like Independence Day and shit like that.
Will Smith was getting big.
Movies like that were fun.
Yeah.
The entertainment value was just a blast. Not to mention Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones' chemistry were great together.
Yeah, and even when they got to the second film, when they got to the second movie, it wasn't that good, but they at least carried that film together despite the problems.
That one right there, while it wasn't bad, it wasn't that great either. And to tell you the truth, I had to watch a little bit of scenes on YouTube last night because I
forgot about it.
Forgot about the whole fucking movie. So, and then we ended up getting Men in Black 3, which was different because this one was more of a time travel.
It was, and we got to see
Josh Brolin play.
Josh Brolin played the younger version of
Tommy Lee Jones, which he looked spot
on. Yeah, and that movie also captured the mood like the first movie did, and it actually had surprisingly an emotional twist on it that I actually enjoyed.
And you see why Tommy Lee kind of knew
Will Smith, basically.
Will Smith, and it was very emotional, and it kind of made sense to why their relationship was as tight as it was.
Yeah, and if it was to cap off the series right there, I thought it would have been.
The film was a lot better than 2.
Yeah,
but he was still under. That was one of the flaws. That was one of the things he was still under you. Yeah. You didn't know much about him, what his purpose was in that one.
But these movies have always, they've been great with them two together, and also just so much with the aliens and stuff. They've always had so many possibilities you can do with this franchise. And when I heard that they were going to do another one with basically kind of a spin-off of what they were going to do with it, I was...
Spin-off slash continuation.
I was for the idea of it because I actually do like to see how, maybe we see different sides of the MIB from a different perspective. Because it's established that from Tommy Lee Jones' character that they're all around the world. So you have so many possibilities with these aliens.
Yeah.
And
I was 50-50 when I saw the trailer. I'll tell you, when finally the trailers came out.
Yeah, that's when I was...
That's where I knew, okay, this is going that new touch of millennial type where we're taking something classic and we're giving it 2019 touch to
honestly
it. Which I'll tell you, not all the time, but a lot of times when they do that, it just does not work.
And it doesn't help either that, keep in mind, before this movie was even going to come out, Sony originally planned to have this as a crossover with 22 Jump Street. They were going to do a 21 Jump Street crossover with this.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, which I don't know how them fucking franchises go together. But
That's like taking fucking Jason and Wizard of Oz. I mean, that just does not make no fucking sense.
Yeah, so I don't know if that would have been worse or what we got here, but whatever the case was, with this one coming out, I just wasn't looking forward to it because from the trailers, the humor and the way that they were going with this story, I don't know, I just wasn't buying it. And while I do love Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson together, especially in Thor Ragnarok, I was just a little worried because I was like, I don't really know how they're going to do this.
I felt like the humor was being oversaturated in the trailers, where it's like a force. It's like they were forcing us to say she's going to be the new king.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't...
Yeah, and then upon seeing the film, I can honestly say that good thing I didn't have to pay for watching it because this is definitely the absolute worst of the franchise.
Yeah, I had unfortunately paid for it, and after walking out of theaters, I will say that this movie was fucking dog shit.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Now, if I will get into any just minor pros, I will say it's great to see that Danny Elfman, who worked on the other films, his music is back, and it's good to see little callbacks that you had from the original films.
Like with some of the classic aliens that walk around at the beginning. And I will say that I like the little nod that they, there's a part where Liam Neeson's character is in an office, and you see in the background he has the MIB's greatest world-saving event, and it shows a picture of Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith saving the world. So it's like, all right, now you recognize they were considered legends years ago.
Yeah, so that was good. I at least appreciate that, and I will also say that the effects and some of the creature designs, on a technical standpoint, I thought they looked good. Some of the CGI is pretty bad in some parts, but for the most part, I like the designs they have.
I like the ones where those guys were walking around the other certain kind of Hy-Vee guys. They had the Annihilation bright.
Yeah, I like those. Those are cool.
Other than that, man, I just felt like the alien world just was a little bit too open out in public.
Yeah, and I probably only laughed just one time, and it wasn't really a laugh. It was more of a chuckle at one point. So
I did.
And for the most part, like the movie, it seemed like it has the look. Well, and I put in quotations, the look of Men in Black
At first
half, but once it gets to the second half, it starts to really go off the wall.
Like it's like a R.I.P.D. or something of its own.
Yeah, which that movie sucked too, but it was giving me flashbacks of that. But anyway, yeah, that's as far as I go. So this is now where we get into our cons.
Oh
and
my God, there's a lot of them.
So
you want to start? Here, I'll start.
Yeah, you go.
All right. Don't get me wrong. I like Chris Hemsworth as an actor. I like Tessa Thompson as an actress. They've been in both good films, and they both were phenomenal in Ragnarok. They had great chemistry in that. Two things I'm going to bring up because this goes hand in hand. They didn't do good in this film, for one. Their chemistry was non-existing. Everything was just felt forced. Like they, just say what try to be funny, because the lines in this film were painfully unfunny. And it's just like more of a say this, you say that, let's go to point A to point B. But the problem is the biggest problem is the fucking writing.
Yes, it is.
This film's writing is atrocious. The lines coming out of both of these actor and actresses' mouths are fucking horrible.
They are.
And it makes Chris Hemsworth's character very egoistic. We get it. You're the sexy, sophisticated, I saved the world about 15 times. Every character's got to talk about his looks. I'm like, this isn't fucking Bachelor. That's half of the fucking lines in this movie. A creature saying, "Oh my God, he's so tasty, he's so cute," and oh my God, and you see him doing that egoistic. Last time I had a problem with Chris Hemsworth in a film where he's real big on his ego was fucking Red Dawn remake, which that movie was already doomed by everything else, but he didn't help. I saved so many soldiers in Iraq. I was the king. I mean,
this performance.
The actor I like in Thor, and he's done some good films, but every now and then he does one big fucking dumpster performance in
Ghostbusters.
Yes,
It was giving me the same type of vibe. Now, to one thing I will say about Chris Hemsworth's performance and Tessa Thompson's performance, I would say that they, on just themselves, they do have good chemistry, but it's ruined because of the writing. So I can't really give him a pass with that, but I will say that I found him more tolerable in this than I did with Ghostbusters, because in Ghostbusters he fucking pissed me off of every retarded lines he was given.
But it comes close because the lines he says in this it's painfully unfunny.
It is, yeah.
It really is.
I'm not disagreeing.
Trillion scum. I mean,
yeah, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that his presence alone in this, I found
like
more,
him getting beat up and then say, "Oh, that hurt." I mean, just he's very unfunny.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that
your
the
Thor
dialogue,
Endgame or your Avengers Endgame shit. If you playing the Fat Thor was funny, you took that and put it in this, which is a totally different film, and the movie sucks.
It does.
And the writing,
it doesn't help that he also carries the same accent and even the same kind of vibe. So it's like he walked off the set of Endgame and went to here, and it's like all you did was you put him in a suit and he's basically Thor. That's really it. Like his character is also inconsistent as well, because we're supposed to believe, because this kind of falls into with the editing, we're supposed to be diving into some of his backstory that he goes along, but both him and fucking Tessa Thompson's characters are so underdeveloped in this.
They are.
They are. Like, for example, Tessa Thompson's character, she literally finds them in the first 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. So we get the backstory with her as a little girl, and she sees them, and then we cut years later, and for one, she has this high technology computer. So we don't know how the fuck she got a hold of something this powerful. And then boom, she notices something and she gets into MIB, and her ego-ness, the ego-ness of the main characters kills the mood of this film. Because then she gets in and she starts trying to throw one-liners.
Trying to be all know-it-all.
Yeah, know-it-all. And then boom, boom, I want the glasses. They do the montage of her smiling at the screen all the time like she's like, hot shit. And it ruins the fucking movie.
It does. It doesn't create a good character like this to do on a writing standpoint.
And the fact that she already knew how to use everything.
Yeah.
Who's her fucking training?
Yeah, you know what? As much problems I had with Captain Marvel, I can at least say with that film, they at least, acknowledge certain aspects of a character like that where they still had certain flaws, but they were still overpowered. And this one, fuck, I mean, every scene, they seem like the script calls them for it, and they already know what everything's going to happen with it.
And another thing I have an issue with was the part where they get into it with some of the Hive people, and they just can't defeat them with their weapons. But in the second half, it's totally forgotten, because every time the MIB shows up, like they saved Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson's character, they killed the Hives with the same fucking weapons.
Yeah.
Did you not watch the first half or remember what you wrote in the first half? It makes no sense.
Yeah,
and like editing, he brings up editing. We get an opening scene with him and Liam Neeson when they were partners and they're getting into it. Then it goes into this white screen, and then it goes backwards.
Flashback to
even more
in the 90s.
And that one with him and Liam Neeson's a flashback of this.
It's all over the place. Like, it won't. It doesn't. We go from this to back to the flashback, and then you go back to the present, and it's like, okay, you're really lost because you didn't even establish that this is the same time period.
Yeah, that's the thing. Most films will let you know what they're doing structurally, where we're at. This film, like, I almost, at first, I was like, are you fucking serious? She was like 7 when they were fighting, and they look the same age when she gets to 30. Well, then it establishes later on, oh, that was in 2016, 3 years ago, from the events where they're at now.
What's confusing is that when we see her from a little girl up until now, I thought we were going back to 2016. It didn't establish that we were in the present day. There's no fucking title cards.
This movie just scene jumps. In the first half, it's extremely rushed to get her into the suit.
Yeah.
And then what's up with half of the fucking movie where it's a Men in Black movie, but there's a lot of scenes where they don't literally wear the suit. Especially Chris Hemsworth's.
Yeah, because he's, and in fact, in the later half, it's all fucking James Bond. Like the Pierce Brosnan ones.
Yeah, the one with the island, you get the whole fucking tropical thing where the suit,
driving the boat,
the Miami Vice suit.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not Men in Black. This one does not feel like it.
The first half was Men in Black, but then they get rid of it and you don't know what the fuck this movie is in the second half.
Yeah.
The villains are
There really is no
villain.
No villain.
And not to mention, like you said in the plot, there's a mole in the fucking thing.
Which is...
You find out who it is halfway because they are so bad at hiding the fucking
person.
The twist. They fucking reveal it in the middle.
They give themselves away right there. I'm like,
that's
okay,
the villain.
That's it. Yep, you called it right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, not to mention the whole plot of this movie. Just it's not interesting for me because as I'm going along, I'm just like, I really don't give a shit. I really did not fucking care.
Every minute went by, I was bored.
I was too.
To oblivion. I played on my phone a lot. I wanted to fucking leave. My head was hurting. I mean, the first 10, 20, 15 minutes, it was already doomed for me. I was like, all right, this is getting fucking bad, man.
And it doesn't help either that, you know, we also set up certain characters in this, like the so-called villains, and we come to later on to a point where there's a big reveal, and I shit you not, they ripped this straight out of fucking Captain Marvel.
Well, they rip all kinds of shit.
They not only rip off Captain Marvel, but they also rip off Mission Impossible 1 storyline with the fucking mole hunt, and the fucking Dark Knight's ending as well.
Where, hey, if you know, just because this person doesn't look bad, I'll take the fall.
Yeah, and then
that fucking lazy, really? Are we that fucking lazy in films these days?
Yeah, and also, I
mean, anything else really?
This
movie is fucking forgettable.
It is. It's so forgettable.
And I'm sorry, this movie is going to be in my top 10 worst. This was uncalled for. And that scene where we do see Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, I swear that's a fucking calling card to say, don't you wish we had this?
Too, yeah.
I'm like, yes, I want that right there. Where's Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones when you fucking need them?
We need to fucking neuralize our minds after watching this piece of shit.
I wanted to borrow. If somebody neuralized me and I forgot this movie, cool.
Yeah,
I wish.
So, with that being said, I'm pretty much, because I was more like just uninterested with the film. I didn't have like quite that like angerness like he did, but I still say it's a pretty fucking bad movie. And so with that, I'm gonna have to go with, and I'm only pushing here because if there was like a kind of like a high flat line, I would probably put on that. Yeah. But I have to go just at a fucking nut hair at a very extremely very very low disaster rate.
I'm flat line.
I would go high flat line, but because I didn't have like that angerness, I just found it just, you know, I was fucking done. I was just
things in the background, like maybe was like that, like the picture, for example, was probably the only thing I liked about this film. This movie was uncalled for to be this bad, and I'm giving it a flat line on the Film Phreeks meter.
Fair enough. For those of you who have also seen Men in Black International and the other Men in Black films, and also the cartoon series and the comic books as well, let us know in the comments below what you thought about them. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, and check out some other reviews here and our website at filmphreeks.com, and we'll be seeing you in our next review. We'll see you later.